Back with my man Isley, aka Xavier, Isley Malone. How you doing, King?
Good, sir. How are you, King? You all right?
I'm good, guy. You already know.
I
Well,
see you got them shirts. I see you got them shirts pushing, bro. I see you got them
representing, man.
shirts
I think
pushing,
it's
man.
gonna show backwards or something on the camera, but representing and
I like
representing.
that. I
Took a
like
minute
that.
to get right, so people understand why we're doing this. Is the hip hop video, letting people know how we feel. The effects of hip hop today, effects on relationships, effects on the black community, the African diaspora, cultural appropriation, things like
True.
that. Like, tell me how you view hip hop. Like, we're the same age, so we have a huge experience, like very similar experience with the way we see hip hop and the stuff that we used to listen to, probably very similar. I'm an East Coast cat, I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Tell them where you from, B.
Man, already know I'm from down south, man. Already know Atlanta, Georgia. You feel me?
You know what I'm
I mean?
saying? So tell them like how you feel hip hop changed, and what you don't like about it, what you do like about it, what you miss.
I'll just start the conversation off like this, man. You know what I mean? Once again, I appreciate you taking the time to, sit back and have this conversation with me. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Hip hop is the eighth wonder of the world, man. You know what I mean? Music too, but really hip hop. Hip hop has taken music to another level, man.
mm,
And like I said, it's the eighth wonder of the world. I love hip hop. I love the beat. I love, you know what I mean? I love all of that. I love everything with hip hop. Now things have become kind of skewed. Like we talked about before, man, once you interject money into a situation, boy, it's
mm.
gonna get dangerous quick. So it's like back in the day during the early '90s, late '80s, man, music was that passion. Music was really speaking from, you know what I mean, from the streets, man.
Yeah,
It was a parallel version of what was really going on out in the streets. But now I can't say the same, man. Like what these cats are talking about on these records now
mm.
is it's not running parallel to what's really going on in the streets. And I don't really feel that, people rocking with it because the production
Yeah, the
game is
beats are
crazy,
popping
man.
now.
Yeah, the
Mm.
piece is crazy, but it's like people don't even really pay attention or listen to what rappers are really saying. And it's gonna come a time, and you can mark me on this, you can mark me on this. It's gonna come a time where black people that are becoming more conscious are going to hold the rappers that they like and they listen to responsible for the things that they say.
Mm. Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's a lot of stuff like what you said about people not really living, rapping where they live in. You have that kind of like the opposite of that, a lot of rappers like drill time music, Chicago rappers, they really are living this life, that they're rapping
Yeah,
about.
it's
But
rough up there.
they're truly glorifying it, what they're doing. It's the same. So like, all right, so I'm from Brooklyn, so a lot of the rappers I grew up on, like Big Pun, Big L, D Block, Jadakiss, Team Allers, Papoose,
Hmm.
Dipset. When Dipset were pioneers, like in the early 2000s, like they were really doing a lot in Harlem. They put Harlem
Yeah,
on the map. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Big L
yeah.
started that whole Harlem World, movement. And obviously, you got Biggie, Tupac, things that I used to really listen to, and I only really used to listen to rappers that were kind of from my borough, in my neighborhood, things that I could relate to. I could relate to rappers that were just, some of them were glorified
Yeah.
what they were doing, but they were living what they were. So you knew, like Team Arliss, like Trav and ST Raw, like they were really out there living, living on these streets,
That
really
life. Yeah.
living. They were
Hmm.
living it. And like even like you have rappers like Papoose, he's a street reporter. He's living it, but he's telling you,
Yeah.
thugification. He's giving you a thug education, like an insight of what's really going on. But still,
Right.
when you said about being responsible, being accountable, when you become conscious, they're like Papoose is a conscious brother. Yeah, he might, talk ignorant sometimes. All do when it comes to hip hop.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I mean, like speaking of that, the differences and things like that. I mean, like let's discuss like the rapper Slim Jesus.
Yeah, I heard about him a little bit before, but you really sped me up on game.
Let me. So for those people that probably do know who Slim Jesus is, or people that don't, I'll let them know. So Slim Jesus is this white kid from Ohio. I don't know how old he is, like probably 18, I guess. Something. He's young, real skinny kid. So when I first saw the video, the Slim Jesus video, I see this very Chirac style video. Dudes got the wop, the Uzis, the Max in the videos. And I see this really real skinny white boy, like real skinny, like just what? And he waving around this gun.
The yapper,
And
he got the yapper.
and yeah, exactly. You got the yapper on him, and he's just like, yo, you a fuck boy, I'm a savage, you can't hang, all of this stuff. And, he's talking real greasy. And I'm just like, and I'm seeing this guy views, millions and millions of views. And I understood straight away because I understand marketing. And I understand how we'll go into this on cultural appropriation and things like, when we do something as artists, because, hip hop always back in the day, it was always sort of like an African-American and Hispanic thing, on a cultural level, so like B-boy, break dances was just mad Puerto Ricans, just like break dancing, or the way, you got Big Pun, et cetera, Fat Joe, Terror Squad, all the black rappers, they were doing their thing. And now it's just like, but when a white boy comes and does something, he don't even need to do it as good as somebody of color, but because he's doing it, it's gonna sell, it's gonna make money. And it's the same thing with like Eminem. I said so many times, Eminem is an incredible rapper. We can't take that away from him. We cannot take that away. I mean, he's a little bit weird, the stuff that he raps about. It's a bit crazy.
That's a swag, though. That's a swag.
But if Eminem was black, would he have the same notoriety that he got? And I don't think he would. So you look at rappers like Hopsin, who have a very similar style to Eminem. But he ain't known like that. He definitely ain't getting the notoriety that Eminem's got. So with Slim Jesus, I saw what it was straight away. It's this skinny little white boy, waving around guns, talking real greasy, real reckless, that he bangs, and he got that shot rack flow, low time music. But then here was the kicker. He comes on an interview and says, nah, I don't live that life. I ain't got no criminal record. I never banged, no drugs, the guns are fake, everything's fake, money fake. I just listen to stuff that I like. I think it sounds cool. I think it's popping. And I decided to, basically emulate it and rap about it. But when you really listen to things he's saying, he's talking about, you talking reckless on Twitter. I come through your house and kidnap your baby mother and all this type of stuff. It's like, this ain't somebody like just going, yo, I like this. You really trying to perpetuate something. You really trying to like emulate something, imitate something. And I think the huge drama that he has right now, I think the game said it to him, is that you're going to get killed. Because people are not going to like what you're doing, because Papoose said, what I said before, Papoose has a line and he says, you taking food out our mouth by not living what you rap about. So it's like, you got rappers that really live this life, and then you just out here going, doing parody rap. This is parody rap, what you doing. Yeah. This is satire, parody rap, and you making a mockery of it. So there's people out here thinking, hold on, I'm living this life. I'm really like whipping. I'm really in the kitchen. I'm really in the struggle, really trying to get out. I'm really telling you what I'm living, because I don't want to live like this no more. And I'm not even getting the love that I'm getting. But because you're a white boy who's skinny and you're not even living this life and you making bands off of this. So, what's your view on that?
It's kind of crazy, man. It's like, it's kind of like the whole Black Lives Matter situation. You know how, all black people be like, Black Lives Matter. And in the essence, we should be able to say that and feel justified in ourselves for saying that. But the rest of the world goes and says, well, hold up. Like, well, all lives matter, in which they do. No one ever commented and said that they didn't. But us as black people, we're focusing on us right now. Okay, so to take that into the music game, okay, we can't get upset at him for doing that when there are other African American rappers that are doing the same thing, flexing out here, acting like they really doing this, that, and the third, and they really not. At least he came out and said, "Hey, yo, I ain't really about this life, man. Like, I'm just rapping. I'm an actor. I'm an actor, man. And you can't get mad at an actor when he's doing his job. He's an actor."
See, I see your point there that, at least he's being honest. A lot of brothers ain't being honest. But
he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one.
But what's funny is that as a person of color, do you think you could be honest? Do you think you could come out there as a black person, as somebody of color, and say, you know what? I don't live this life. I'm just rapping. And do you think that we would get the same kind of love and notoriety?
No, because look, it's like this. It's like this. Like, us as black people in our black culture, we've never been like racist. Like, we would, like, if it's a black party and it's one white girl or one white guy that comes to the party and they can dance a little bit, the whole crowd gonna be like, go white boy, go white boy, go. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
the whole essence of hip hop. Remember, hip hop was keeping it real.
True,
That's what we were always supposed to do.
That's a blurred line now. It's a blurred line. That
Because I
line
remember
is
listening to Ludacris and really vibing with Ludacris because he never was anything that he wasn't. You know, he wasn't a banger. He wasn't a hustler on the streets. He wasn't talking like that. He just liked women. He had a dope flow, you know, and he would just mainly rap about women. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. Yeah, he made money,
That's it.
but you know, so he kept it real in that essence. And I think that like, but it's this glamour, this glorification of like the hood, the ghetto. You go to all of the concerts and you go to the tours and stuff like that, even with the most ghettoist like rappers ever, the most hood rappers, the whole concert is packed out with white kids. You know, they know the words, they know it off by heart. And it was almost like a glimpse. They were seeing a glimpse. And they in their bedroom just like, damn, this is what it's like to be hood. But it's like some of these white kids, they wanted that. You know, they wanted that. They actually wanted to be a part. They wanted to be a part. Part of it, I'm coming from somebody I'm from Marcy, I'm from Flushing, right? So I'm from Bed-Stuy, and it's like we didn't want that. When we lived in it, we didn't want it. We wanted to be out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like originally, I'm from Castle Hill. I'm from Castle Hill in the Bronx. And when I was about, I think like 9, we moved to Bed-Stuy, right? And it wasn't anything that I ever said then was like, yeah, I love being in the hood. I love being in the projects. We don't want to be in the projects. And this is what I think some of these kids need to understand is these rappers that are rapping this way, they're trying to get out, especially when you're from the projects. It was always like, you know what? You got a few options. You either rap, you play ball, you try to go to school, or you hustle your way out.
Yep.
You know, and that was almost the options that were given to us. Let's go on to cultural appropriation because, you know, that kind of goes with it because, like I said, it's making money. You know, it's
off the culture.
Think about like artists like Pink. Now I'm gonna go there with Pink. All right. So I remember listening to Pink. And thinking, damn, this white girl is dope. You know, what was that? What was that song, Candlestick or You Make Me Sick or whatever? She had that real R&B flow, like that real soul R&B flow. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, this wasn't like a year and then she switched. Like 10 years down the line, she switched into this rock, indie, you know, type of music, which was completely different. She didn't look the same. She didn't sound the same. She lost the soul. And I know she turned
that money yet. You got to
go
with
the money.
But
she turned around and said, though, she said that she never liked hip hop. She never liked R&B. But she just got told to do it by her management, who said this is the best way to make money. You see that right there? Even if she never liked it, and this her heart is always in this rock or indie, it's like they said to you, yo, listen, being black is going to be more profitable for you because you're not black. But then once she made her money, she bounced. You know, you got Justin Timberlake, and that goes into Elvis Presley. Rock and roll. Rock and roll was a slang in the slave days for sex. You know, let's go rock and roll. And then all of these black artists were making music, and it was called rock and roll. And remember, rock and roll is slightly different to how it is now. It's changed and developed a little differently. Elvis Presley came through and said, I like this sound. And Elvis Presley stole so many songs from so many black artists, so many of them, and made a killing off of it to the point that we call him the king of rock and roll, but he's actually the thief of rock and roll. You know, he stole so much to the point that when Lenny Kravitz come through, Jimi Hendrix come through, you're like, what? A black rock and roll artist? What?
Like they started this.
They started this.
That's why whitewash is a real word. It is a real word. And if you aren't familiar with what whitewash means, please grab a dictionary and please look it up. They are not going to create a word with a definition and it not be used. Whitewash is real.
You know, we spoke the other day and we said about, you know, do we think that in the future, the way it's so crazy now to see a black rock and roll artist, even though they were the founders of rock and roll, one day to see a black MC, a black rapper, a black hip hop artist would be like, what? Black people do hip hop? There's so many white people coming in right now.
I believe it. Our culture is so popping. Like, our culture is the number one thing going. That's why it sells. Our culture is for 3 young black males from 5 miles up the street from where I live from, come from Gwinnett County, and start making songs, and now have the whole world dabbing. Like the whole world is dabbing, but no one really understands where dabbing comes from. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, they got their kids up here dabbing. They got, you know, news anchors dabbing. Dabbing comes from smoking the strongest strand of marijuana. A lot of people might not know this, but when you smoke and you hit it and you got a cough, you don't cough in your hand. You put it in your shoulder and you. That's where dabbing comes from. Dabbing comes from smoking the strongest strand of marijuana. But the whole world is doing it now.
Mm.
The whole world.
What do you think about the use of the N word in hip hop?
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I think even through verbiage shows control. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you have an option to say something or not. You know in which circumstances to use verbiage in. So if you can't stop saying the word nigga, I think that shows you as a weak-minded individual. From slavery till now, man.
Yeah.
It's lasted. It's lasted. And it's
I mean,
lasted so strong.
You got a rapper called Stitches. You know, he got beef with the game, and Stitches uses the N-word a lot. Like, all the time, he was like, nigga this, nigga that. These are my niggas. And he's been pulled up on it. Like, why you say that? Why you say the N-word? And it's like, to be honest, like, those are my niggas. The word has lost its meaning and its usage. And it became, as we know with any word that's a bad word, when you can't use it, you want to use it. The only reason we used to cuss when we were kids, we say fucking shit and stuff like that, because we weren't allowed to use it.
Exactly.
So we used to use it. You know, we ain't using it in front of our family. We'd be out on the streets using it because we wanted to use it. And that's why people are like, oh, it's a bad word, don't use it. But you know what? You my nigga. That's my nigga. Nigga what? You know, stuff like that. And it's just like, when we're trying to get rid of certain connotations, and you know, when you talk about bad connotations versus good connotations of words, Tupac had an album called Nigga, but obviously the acronym was Never Ignorant Getting Goals Accomplished. But do you think that was really helpful? You know, do you think, because, you know, some people were like, nah, you know, when I say nigga, I mean never ignorant getting goals accomplished. Or it was like, so I'm going to stop you, you know, and we could go into the whole negus, nagasti, you know, nagai, things like that, which are the true definitions. But, you know, words are so powerful, and especially when rap is poetry. It's poetic. And you understand because you're a rapper. You know, you rap, you do music. I'm a poet. I used to rap, you know, so we understand the importance of words and the meanings of words. Biggie said it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it.
You know, and you need to understand, like, when you're popular, the power that you have, what you can do. Come on, like you said, dabbing and things like that, that's how it can spread real fast. And that whole cultural appropriation, I think we need to touch on it there. I feel like I'm not against white rappers. I'm not against white rappers. We're not saying they can't rap. We're just talking about, you know, there still has to be homage paid to the originators of rap. New York City, you already know. You know, we still got to pay homage, you know, to rap and people that really started this off. And I feel that, like, we're really losing our grasp on it. Like, really losing our grasp on hip hop because we can't make money from it like we used to.
We don't control it. We don't control rap. It
never was. It was always Jewish guys.
Exactly. So the money has always been into it. With technology, there is no reason why we shouldn't control rap. We don't have to go through the record labels for big deals. We don't have to go through them to get advances on $600,000 videos. Technology has blown that all the way out of the water.
I mean, YouTube. You got Bobby Shmurda, you know, from Brooklyn, and, like, you know, a couple of years ago, that track that he had would have been, you know, would have been popping in the hood. It would have just been popping in Brooklyn, maybe popping in New York City, maybe, you know, just a hood joint. It wasn't ever gonna blow, you know, like, yo. There was people popping it in London, banging that joint in London, you know, in Japan, you know, all over Europe, all over the United States. That song, you know, as a summer hit, went crazy to the point he was getting signed, he was getting a deal, you know, screwed that up. But, you know, this is the power right now of YouTube. You know, you get one thing that blows and everybody knows who you are, right? And that's a good thing. And of course, like, this goes into everybody now sees that everybody was always a rapper. Don't get it twisted. When I was 15, 16, everybody was a rapper. Now, everybody's a rapper. Everybody got videos on YouTube. Everybody rapping. And it's lost its substance, though. I mean, it's lost its substance. There's no quality in rap. Like, you know, all right, keep this. I get in December, like, what is that? Like, you from the South? Tell me, please, what is he saying?
It's the production, man. Once again, like, it is the production. Rap isn't about wordplay or content. It's about melody. It's about melody now. So if you can get on the track and you can, and all you got to do is just ride the beat. That's
Right.
it. You don't have to have any content, and no one is checking that. That's what I'm saying. People are gonna wise up. As a human being, you don't want to stay ignorant forever. You know what I mean? It's easy to stay ignorant, but if you want more out of life, you don't want to stay ignorant forever. So with that being said, people are going to start checking these rappers about the words that they spit out. Young Thug talking about, bruh, I look good as your dad on a Friday. Like, nigga, what?
I mean, there's been worse said from rappers. Like,
Shoot, there
Dead
has been.
Wrong.
There has
If
been.
you listen to Biggie Smalls, Dead Wrong, you remember what he said, right? You
What he
remember
said?
that line with Dead Wrong, and he said, "Pussy so good, I suck your Do you remember?
You look so good, huh? I suck on your daddy's dick.
Sometimes people always saying some crazy ass off the wall stuff. But
It
as a
is.
Southern brother, how do you feel about like New Yorkers, anybody like from the East Coast, from the West Coast, emulating a Southern style to make money?
I mean, you know, y'all might have started it. Y'all might have came up with it. Y'all might have created it. But the South is running music right now. And I think you can clearly hear that in any state you go into,
Yeah.
especially just by the radio station, like the South is running. But how do I feel about New Yorkers or anybody else trying to sound Atlanta? I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's just showing how a state where there were no rappers. No one wanted to give rap any credit. You know what I mean? Until Outkast. Now you got Outkast. You got T.I. You got Jeezy. You got a whole.
T.I.
You got a
ain't a
whole.
rapper.
Huh?
Yeah, T.I. ain't a rapper. He was one of my favorite rappers. You know, he was a dope rapper. Cause like I felt like for me as a brother that really loved punchlines, I was all about punchlines. You know, I would listen to rappers saying stuff. I don't know, saying stuff like, I throw caps in the air like graduation day. I'd be like, ooh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Copyright Ramirez-Jordan, 2015. No, but you know, like I would hear stuff like that. I'd be like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. So when I hear like rappers like Jeezy and T.I., I'd be like, okay, they dropping punchline. Another rapper from the South, I think from Louisiana or something, somewhere like that, Kevin Gates. You know, I like Kevin Gates. You know, he do got flow, he do got substance, he got some crazy, you know, mind issues going on with his cousin and stuff like that. He's some messed up stuff. But I mean, like for me, I would listen to East Coast rap because I want to hear East Coast rap. I want to hear people that sound like me. You get like French Montana. That's Southern to me.
Yeah, he
that's
got the
New
whole.
York.
He got the
That's
whole
not
down
New York.
south swag.
Like I want to hear New York rappers. Like I want to hear rappers like come on, like even the way we talk. Like yo, what's poppin', B? Yo, what's goody, God? You know what I'm saying? You know what's happening, son? You know, like that's how we used to talk. You know, fitteds, not snapback, fitted caps. You know, Scullies. You know, obviously things change and stuff like that, but everything is like we even losing like our ebonics, our vernacular. And I think that we do as New Yorkers, we need to hold on to that the same way the Southerners need to hold on to that. But it's like you said, it's about money. We're seeing what, like, and I feel bad for like rappers from my neighborhood because they can't get the money that they want, the recognition. And DJs ain't playing. They ain't playing if it ain't Southern.
Nah, it's
You know, Fetty Wap is from New Jersey. I swore to God he was from Chirac. I thought he's from Chicago. 1738, brother. You know, all of that stuff. I was like, oh no, he definitely from Chicago. He's like, no, he's from New Jersey, man. I was like, what? Really?
Yeah.
You know,
straight from New Jersey.
And I mean, like, they say Chicago right now, you know, we say, like, the South is really running things, but I think it's a throw-up. I don't know, like, people might have a little debate, like, whether Chicago, you know, the Chicago Midwest rappers or the Southern rappers, because right now, or maybe it's the different genre, like, trap music is now going over to drill music, and that gangster rap is now drill music, you know, like, people's really trying to emulate that, because, like you said, the beats, like, I would listen to Chief Keef, and be like, yo, this beat is off the chain. Like, this beat is ill. And all of a sudden, he would be like, nah, bang, bang. I'm gonna blast it on my rock, bang, bang. I'm just like, what? I would really listen to certain rappers. And it would be like, you would get like 2 words, and they'd be like, all of my niggas to put in the foot, bang, bang. So we do it, and I'm just like, this is rap, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's what rap comes.
And I mean,
It's your ability to market yourself. Your music can be trash. Your music can really be trash. But if you really know how to market yourself
mm,
and you're able to get a following, you know what I mean? Like, just put out that's your style. That's your swag. That's your own lane. I
mm,
might hate it. You might hate it too. But it's somebody to like keep you stuff. You know what I mean? That's why somebody still keep downloading his mixtapes. You know what I mean? But
yeah, of
I,
course.
I don't know. I
But
don't
you
know,
know,
man.
I mean, like, tell us like a few rappers that you. What do you listen to? What's popping off in your iPhone,
See,
iPod?
like,
You know.
right now, like I'm really big on like just conscious rap, man.
Mm,
Like that is where the rap game is going to go. People may not see it now,
mm,
but that is where it's going to go.
all right.
Once rappers, you can't say you a part of the culture, man, and you
Mm.
feed slop to the same people. You feeding slop to your people, but then
So
not
put a
understanding
song like who do you listen to? Put a song.
shit. B.O.B. is like really going through his like really like inspirational, like
Mm,
pro black music right now. He just dropped a mixtape recently called Water. It's an acronym for We Are Our Own Worst Enemies or something like that. But he just dropped a mixtape. You can go and check that out. He has another one called New Black. He's really spitting some
mm,
stuff that's gonna make you think. You know what I mean? And it ain't
yeah.
just no party records. Not that it ain't no sneaking and geeking music. It's really gonna make you think. Shit. Who have I listened to? I mean, I'm down south, man. I like all the trap music. I like
Mm,
Tip. I like Migos. I like all of that. But as an adult, I feel I can do that. What
yeah,
other
yeah,
adult
yeah.
what other adults have to understand is these aren't adults listening to this.
No,
They
no, no.
are children. They are children that haven't had the ability to develop their own consciousness yet.
Mm,
So you're spewing, whether it's true or not, whether you live in this life or not.
mm,
I don't know for all these rappers out here saying that all this cocaine that they chop up, I don't see no J's like I used to see in the 80s. You feel me? So everybody can't be cooking dope. Everybody can't be, you know what I mean? Everybody ain't whipping
mm,
it with their wrist like that, man. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, it's just like, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to sit here and feed your community bullshit just to make a way
mm,
and make a living? Or are you going to speak truth to power and feed your community what they need to succeed? You know what I mean? Like, this is my biggest quote, man. What is it to gain the world and lose your soul, man? Do
mm,
not be tricked by this money out here, man. And this money is controlled. It's nothing more. It has
mm.
no real value. Money is controlled, and you see it in the rap game. It's controlling. It's controlling. It's controlling people with the rap game, man.
For
It's
me,
ignorant.
I think one of the most underrated rappers, probably the most lyrical, with the best substance, the most diverse content is Papoose. And I'm not even saying that because he's from the style, but definitely the most lyrical, the most underrated, and probably one of the best rappers out there because of what he talks about. And it's a real shame that I think what happened with Papoose was that he started blowing up at the wrong time. He started blowing up as hip hop was going on the decline. As he started getting known and started getting popular, the stuff he was talking about, nobody wanted to hear him. They didn't want to hear the conscious stuff. They didn't want to hear the real punchlines, the truth behind the ghetto law library, stuff like that. He really educated your mind. You got another rapper, a lot of people, a battle rapper called Loaded Lux, from
Yeah, I rock
Harlem.
with Lux. I rock
Yeah,
with
Loaded
Lux.
Lux. The preacher man's reaching into the beloved. I love that. Like just the flow,
Beloved.
like,
Yeah,
beloved, you don't get this work.
yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I really, like I see that and I see poets because I like poets. Like I like poetry. And we just go, ooh, ooh. What I listen to is Papoose, Loaded Lux. I listen to Team Arliss. So if anybody don't know who that is, Straw, ST Dabo and Trav. I still listen to Styles P, Jada Kiss. Just underrated rappers that it's a real shame that they don't have the love that I know,
They don't get
some
that
people
love. They don't get
some
that
people are
love.
saying that but the thing is as well, you got new rappers that are coming in that are very similar to them. But they're not getting no love. They're not getting that fame, that notoriety because nobody really wants to hear that. And everything's changing. I mean, You know what I want to talk about the crime rate, like the effects of hip hop having a day and have. What do you think?
Shit, I mean, the crime is crazy. I mean, when you add, it's like the perfect mix, man. When you add music with drugs,
Mm.
with no supervision, you gonna get a bad mix, man. You gonna get a bad mix. You got highly volatile music that kids can't differentiate real from fake.
Mm.
You got the drug game is crazy. Kids out here popping pills and all of this, and then you have no supervision. There's no parents in the home, so
Mm.
it's like all of that. Yes, it's going to equal up to violence in the streets. You know what I mean? Like we said, these kids can't differentiate if Keith Chief really going in here and kicking in doors. They don't
Mm.
know, and even if he did, he's an
Pac
anomaly.
said it though. Pac said it then. He said people really out here. He said you got to be careful what you say because they kids out here really listening to what you're saying and really
Yeah,
thinking you out here knocking cops off. You know,
yeah.
they really think you out here murdering cops and handling business and thinking, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, and they really out here. They really believe you, so they do it. I mean, especially when you think about kids like growing up that don't have nothing. Y'all really from the hard knocks. Like you ain't got nothing. And
Nothing.
you listen to these rappers and think, yo, they came from where I came from. They did what I did. And you know what? They even said it as well. You know, when rappers always turn around and say, yo, like I ain't make this money from rapping. I don't gotta be a rapper. You know, I'm not a rapper. I'm just like, they always tell you that and let you know that, yeah, I did this from whipping. I did this from trapping. I did this from being on the grind. And you think, you know what? Let me go get my brick. Let me go get my little ounce. Let me go do this. Let me go sell it. Let me get these fiends out here, like, purchasing. And you kind of get trapped into that when you get so warped and wrapped in. And this is, like you said, trying to differentiate between reality and fantasy. And I think that when you have rappers that don't keep it real, that's a problem as well when it comes to blurring the lines. Hey, rapper, how you living?
They can't. They're following. See, this is the thing. Rap music is following an old formula. Okay, when rap music really started to become like, oh shoot, like America's really like paying attention to what these rappers are saying. Like it's really hot.
Police.
Yes, exactly. People they automatically seeing the dollar signs. So it's like they following the industry has put a formula into the game, right? If you ain't talking about money, hoes, clothes, and coat, it don't equal up to what we want to hear. It doesn't equal up to what your community wants to hear.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Ever since the 90s, these kids still following the same. You can't be selling drugs like in the 80s. Now you can't be. There's no possible way. There's no way. I don't care. I don't care if you Gucci. I don't care if you none of that. I ain't seen nobody move no bricks, birds, and nothing like that.
It's glorification, but at the same time, it's like how many people really want to sit down and hear rappers speaking really conscious? And I know you said, but at the moment, I don't think there's enough people that really want to hear that because if it's all about money, if it's all about views, you're gonna give people what they want. How many people want to listen to a track and hear a rapper say, I'm struggling. It's a hard life. I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my bills. I go to work 9 to 5. My girl giving me stress. People don't want to listen. They want to go to the club and hear about bands and twerking and this and because it's kind of like an escape.
They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear your struggles. It's just like why people watch reality TV shows. They don't watch reality TV to think about their own problems. They look at it to make fun of someone else's problems to make their own problems feel like they're not as big. So, with music, no one wants to hear the problems. David Banner said it best in his Breakfast Club interview. People don't want to hear good, positive music because it sucks. It sucks right now, and that's just being real. Like it's kind of like it's kind of like
David Banner is very conscious. He's a very conscious brother, but you would never know that to listen to his stuff. You never know that. Like I follow dude on Twitter, and I'm just like, damn, like you come up with some real stuff sometimes. And I'm just like, okay, and you knowledgeable, you understand the struggle, the appropriation, the oppression, but it doesn't reflect. It doesn't reflect in his music though.
Right, and it's kind of because there has to be someone that's not worried about being cool. There has to be someone that's not worried about selling. You see what I'm saying? When you stand up and you speak truth, everybody ain't gonna want to hear it. It's only gonna be a couple that jump down with the bandwagon. It's like, yeah, that shit. What you saying is real, but you gotta make it. You gotta make it jump like this music now. The music got to be good. The production game got to be on
beat.
deck.
Yeah, it's always been about the beat. It's always been about the beat. But it's just now. Now I think now is this: the beat first and foremost, then the flow. Nobody really cares about if you really listen to what some of these rappers are saying, they ain't saying nothing. And I think what we need to try and get back to is the beat, the flow, and then the bars. The lyrics as well, like all on an equal level. True. But people are lazy. Why waste my time writing incredible bars when I can just just do some trash like that? What I want to ask you about is obviously we talked about cash money, women, stuff like that. Hip hop at the moment, there's sort of like this objectification, the sexualization of women, predominantly black women of all shades. Big butts, this, that. What is your view on that?
It's just showing, once again, what our culture was, like the big booties and all of that. Like, of course, everyone knows that derives from us. I remember 10 years ago, didn't nobody want to have a big butt. But because all the rappers got big booty girls in their videos and all of that, that's where everybody want to go. Not even just the black girls, the Italian girls, the white girls, the Spanish girls, like, you know what I mean? All of that. Like, that's how popping our culture is. To make someone 10 years ago say, I hate girls with big lips. Now, 10 years in the future, you putting collagen in your lips, like just to have fuller lips. But yes, it's crazy, and we don't even understand the power that we have, and people are showing it. They're showing you they were going to spend $600 just to get their booty done, just because they don't have a natural booty like yours, but you don't understand the beauty of your own essence. But anyway, back to the rap game. I believe rap has played a big part into it, calling our women bitches and hoes and all of that. You know what I mean? Like I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. There has to be some consequences, repercussions for what rappers are saying. When there is consequences and repercussions, things will change. But until the public changes those consequences and repercussions, or sets those consequences and repercussions, the rappers gonna keep doing what they doing, because the record labels are telling them this is what your people want to hear. This is what is going to sell. The people have to say, we don't want to hear this all the time. We want to be open to something else.
That was very similar, like the movie Straight Outta Compton. There wasn't a problem with saying bitches, niggas, fucking police. It was only a problem when Ice Cube said some, fuck Jews or some shit like that, or something along those lines. Oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. It was never a problem when it was directed at us, or directed at our people, our culture. Like you said about the bitches and hoes and things like that. And there's rappers right now that don't want dark-skinned women in their videos. They only want light-skinned women in their videos, mixed women in videos. You get a white girl with a booty, throw that girl in the video ASAP.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that as well just shows, like, that plays a huge role when you have young children, like, growing up, and all they're seeing is a certain complexion or a certain race in the videos. They feel like, well, this is what's beautiful as well. And that's coming from our own people. There is a huge disrespect right now, and I don't even think anymore it's a racial culture anymore. Hip-hop has now become its own culture. So you even got white kids, that are now being very disrespectful to women, very derogatory, because it's hip-hop. It's almost become the hip-hop culture.
It's hip-hop.
Yeah.
It's hip-hop. That's what it is. If I get on a track, I can't get on the track and not say nigga once. I can't get on the track and not say ho once. I can't get on the track and not say B once. You know what I'm saying? Like, who deemed that hip hop? Like, we have to go back and really pay attention to what is going on out here in these streets. Like, we've already been duped. We've been duped while we're here. We've been duped everything of which we should have obtained from our family members being here and being brought here.
Peace, love, and coconut oil.
Hey, man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new, never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a Black-owned, Black-ran platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.